Yes, well, I'm using TPR in my classroom because obviously it's the best way to teach kids. I have to say, I'm also using TPR in my classroom, and it is just simply the best way to teach young. What is TPR? Fantastic results. Hi, my name is Gemma Perry and welcome to Mooncake. For the past 8 years, I've been working in China as a teacher, manager and recruiter. So if you're teaching ESL abroad, make sure you subscribe below and hit that notification bell for weekly ESL teaching tips. Use TPR, they say. It'll help the kids learn, they say. What is TPR? In today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly what TPR is and why you should be using it in your classroom. So let's start with the basics. What is TPR? TPR is a language teaching method developed by a professor called James Asher. It's based upon the coordination of language and physical movement. To put it simply, teachers give instructions to students, in this case in English, with some kind of body movement. Students then respond by repeating that language and action together. A very simple example of this is to run as you are saying the word run, and to imitate flying as you say the word fly. So why does this work? Well, there are two main reasons why this is such an effective teaching method. Firstly, we need to look back at how students learn their native language. Long before they even start saying a word, they're watching, listening, and imitating. TPR uses the same principle. By putting actions to words, we're helping students understand the meaning. Once they understand the meaning, they're then going to be able to start speaking. This is called comprehensible input. Secondly, TPR hits three key learning styles: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. By hitting these three different learning styles, we're helping students to remember the language much faster than they would otherwise if they'd only heard it during class. Now, I personally am a predominantly visual learner. I learn much faster if I can see how things are being done. But just to show how different we all are, let me know in the comments below if you are an auditory, visual, or kinesthetic learner. Now, no matter what kind of learners you have in your classroom, it's essential that we're using ESL games that hit those three different learning styles. So make sure you check out some of my fun and engaging ESL games linked below. So how do we use TPR in the classroom? Well, as I said, you can use TPR to help give meaning to the language that you're teaching by giving an action to the word as you say it. So for example, you might jump as you say the word jump. But TPR isn't only used to help give meaning to the words or sentences that you're teaching. It can also be used to help break those sentences down into individual words. Now, just imagine when you first start learning a new language, it's really difficult to distinguish between each individual word. You don't know where one word is ending and the new word begins. For example, 我喜欢你 is long and jumbled if you don't speak Chinese. It's hard to break that sentence down into individual words. But if you add in some TPR, 我喜欢你, it not only gives meaning, but it helps students break down the sentence into individual words and therefore be able to repeat it back to you faster than they otherwise would. An extra tip that I can give you to complement TPR is to start using some rhythm or sounds to help complement the sentences that you're teaching. Now, this helps to give meaning and again break down those sentences into individual words, but most importantly, it helps students remember much faster. I like apples. I like apples. I like apples. I like apples. Adding rhythmic chants really works, and complementing that with TPR really helps students remember the language you're teaching quickly. For lower level students or for longer, trickier words, I also use simple TPR to help break words down into their syllables. This can help them pronounce and remember longer words far more easily. I especially like to do this when I'm introducing myself to students for the first time. This is because it helps them to remember my name. You can make a simple action for each syllable, making sure to repeat at least 3 times at a pace suitable for your class. Miss Gemma, Miss Gemma, Miss Gemma. The last and one of the most important things to remember when using TPR in your classroom is to make sure that you're teaching at a pace right for your students. Miss Gemma, 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 Miss Gemma. TPR is great, but it doesn't work if you're teaching too fast for the level of your students. So now you know all about TPR, what it is, why we use it, and how you can use it in your classroom. If you like this video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up and by sharing with your fellow ESL teachers. If you found it helpful, let me know in the comments below by commenting with the word helpful. That's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe below and hit that notification bell for more weekly ESL teaching tips from Mooncake. Gotta cut the thing. Oh my god, okay. Well, I couldn't agree more.
Yes, well, I
in
use
my
TPR
classroom,
in my
I'm using
class all the
TPR as
time,
well,
and
and I have to say that I am seeing some fantastic